Hello there, thank you for joining me. So today I want to do another pickups video. We have a small stack of PlayStation 4 games here. I was going to wait and maybe get a few more games before I talk about these, but I realized that sometimes it takes me quite a while to edit because I'd like to throw in at least some screenshots and things like that of the games that I'm showing off. So this way it's going to be a little bit easier for me on the editing side. You guys hopefully will get a shorter video. Actually, that's probably not true. I think I'm going to vlog a bit at the end of the video, and it might be some kind of real talk stuff, so I'll kind of give you guys a heads up about that, and you can watch it or not at your discretion. Let's take a look at these games, though. So I did hit up some GameStops, and I did order a few things, or one thing at the very least. First GameStop that I hit up and found some really cool stuff. These were mostly, I guess, all games that were on my list, right? So that's always very exciting. Knights of Azure 2. This is the sequel to Knights of Azure. I played a little bit of that game. I think I'd mentioned that I played, an hour or two of it. It seemed cool enough, and I thought it was pretty cool that they did a sequel for it. So I'm pretty interested in actually sitting down and playing that game some more. And I found a really good deal on this game. It was like about 15 bucks. So that was great. I said, hey, I'll grab that. Additionally, The Last Guardian. Now, this is a game that I was quite excited about before it released. I seem to remember the development seeming to take a long time, and at least from when it was announced. And once it came out, for whatever reason, I was like just distracted from ever picking this up. So now that I'm kind of looking for PS4 games on the cheap, I figured I would bump into this, but I wasn't seeing it anywhere on the shelves. I was actually a little surprised, and lo and behold, it cropped up for about 15 bucks also. So just seemed like a really good deal. I was just really pleased when I found both of these on the shelf, and it was like awesome, right? That was a cool find. Additionally, and maybe because those were such good deals, I also picked up Poison Control. I don't know much about this. Purge poison, raise hell, meet twisted denizens, explore the Bell's hells, shoot and purge corruption. I mean, I don't know that even gives me any more information, which I guess is kind of why I waited a little bit on this. I just thought it was sort of like Nipponichi's, one of their more recent games they published, and normally their stuff is pretty quality, right? This was 40 bucks new for a while at GameStop, and I saw that it had just dropped to 30 bucks when I was picking those up. And not only that, I had a $5 coupon, so I got this for essentially 25 bucks, and I figured that's great. I don't really need to wait on this. I'll go ahead and pick this up new. New in terms of GameStop's new. So I got that. Something that is actually new, because it is sealed in its shrink wrap, is Sonic Mania. This is something that I picked up at Walmart. Of all places, I was in a Walmart, and I'd actually seen this there before. And it was 20 bucks, brand new, and for some reason, I guess maybe because I was hitting up GameStops, I'm like, chances are I'm going to buy this for 20 bucks new, and then I'm going to find it used at GameStop for 10 bucks and be like, why did I get that? But I was back at Walmart again, and these were still there for 20 bucks, and I was like, you know what? I mean, that's my price point, right? That's my price point for these PlayStation 4 games that I'm kind of picking up on the cheap. And this is supposed to be a great game. I really enjoy the original 2D Sonic games. Anyway, this is supposed to really capture that original 2D Sonic, what's fun about those games. So I think this will be great. I wanted to have that in my collection. So another game, this one I ordered from Amazon. They just had a good deal on it, and I decided that I couldn't pass that up. Kotodama, The Seven Mysteries of Fujisawa. So this seems to be, a mystery game, probably an adventure game set in a Japanese school. This seems to be a common plot point in like high school anime sometimes, where a school will have like its X number. I don't know if it's always 7, but like the seven mysteries of the school, right? And it just sort of seems like it's kind of like an urban legend thing where people will, I don't know, make up like creepy or weird, interesting stories about their school. I don't know if that's something that really happens in real life or if it's just kind of like a story trope. But let's see here. What does this say? Everyone has a secret. Everybody has a dark side. Welcome to Fujisawa Academy, where every pupil hides a dark secret. Find clues and confront your friends in exciting puzzles to expose the truth. So I'm assuming it's mostly an adventure game. There actually is, you know, a screenshot. It looks like kind of a falling blocks style puzzle game or something along those lines. Or some sort of matching puzzle or something like that. So maybe like puzzle gameplay might be a big part of the gameplay for this. I'm not really sure. Really, this was just like $15, and it kind of looked like it was up my alley, so I just went ahead and took a chance on that. Finally, this was a serendipitous find. I was on my way back from someplace. I was just basically stopping by to like get some fast food for dinner, and I was like, why don't I swing by the GameStop and just see if they've got anything. And they had a game that is fairly collectible. I guess I'll show you guys, and then I can talk about what it is about it. Gravity Rush Remastered. I have Gravity Rush on my Vita. It was the first game that I got for my Vita. I believe I got my Vita well before this game came out. And I think I just sat on my Vita until this game came out because I wanted to play it. I unfortunately never finished this game. I did play quite a bit of it, and I did enjoy what I played of it. I think it was more just like I tended to play my Vita when I was traveling, or like not so much when I was like at home and had access to like a PlayStation 3 at the time. So I kind of just never ended up finishing it. Anyway, when they were releasing Gravity Rush 2, they did a remaster for PlayStation 4. I just assumed that this would be around for a while. I saw it on the shelf once and never saw it again. This clearly had a relatively limited print run, or limited availability of some sort. You can get it fairly readily on eBay. When I saw this on the shelf at GameStop, I was surprised. It's the only time I've ever seen it, since that initial time when it was available new. It was used, and it was $60, which is basically, the price of a full-price new game. So I'm like, well, what are they selling it for on eBay? And it's essentially $70 on eBay, right? So, if you factor in shipping or something like that, I wasn't really getting a monetary deal, but I just figured I would get it, right? It's basically new price. It was just like getting it new when it first came out, which was my only other opportunity to get it. So I figured, I'm kind of making up, I guess, for not having picked it up at that point. I figured I might as well get it. It seemed to make sense to me. So, I guess those are my PlayStation 4 pickups. It's a shorter list this time than normal. As you can see, I'm still going crazy on PS4 games. The good news is my list, it is, I think, about 2/3 complete, which is great. Certainly, I don't know that I had Gravity Rush Remastered on that list, right? So, I'm going to bump into things here and there that aren't on my list that I end up getting. But by and large, I think, once that list is done, that's going to be the bulk of my PS4 collection that I want to have. So, like I said, it's a finite thing. There is an end to it. And we're making actually really good progress. So probably things are going to mellow out and slow down quite a bit. So I guess in relation to some other videos that I might make at some point, I want to just switch gears and talk about some things that are on my mind recently and some of the things that I'm doing. This is going to be kind of real talk, and it might turn some people off. I'm going to have to talk about just sort of some of my perceptions about like this moment that I think we're collectively in, and how I feel like I fit into it right now, and what I'm doing in order to, I think, meet this moment in to the best of my ability, which is probably not all that great. So if you want to listen to that, feel free to stick around. If you'd rather not, just hear me talk about life and potentially some maybe uncomfortable things, just catch up with me in my next video, right? So, so yeah, I just wanted to mention, like, I'm feeling a lot better. I think I mentioned that, but that it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm, like, I don't know, optimistic or something. I just feel like I better understand this moment and how I fit in with it. So I think we're in a pretty bad place. I guess just as a society in the U.S. right now. I think globally, in terms of climate change and climate crisis and things like that. And it struck me, I don't know, I mean, it's been a slow thing, but within the past couple months in particular, I was like, wow, I need to do something, right? I think the time to act is definitely here. And I mean, I feel like I've been acting too in various ways over the past several years, in terms of educating myself, in terms of trying to maybe become a little more politically involved, and try to get, the people that I think are going to maybe help things move in the right direction elected and things like that. And after this long journey, I think I've kind of come around to this realization that we're really on our own in this, right? Our leaders are not rising to this moment, and that can be really confusing too. I think someone on Twitter helped me understand a little bit, at least in a way that made sense to me, and actually, comforted me in a way. It's not a comforting thought, but you watch what's happening, and you're like, why are these things not being addressed? Like, why isn't someone doing something, right? And I think it's natural for people to want to look to, like, leaders to lead us, right? To, for someone to step up and, I don't know, be the adult and do the right thing, right? But somebody was like, look, like, we are led by psychopaths, really, who are the equivalent of like high stakes gamblers, right? In a way, they can't help themselves but to look at the current situation and not be like, hey, how can we fix this, but be like, hey, how can we profit off of this, like, right, like, what, like, this moment right now, like, how can we take advantage of this for our own personal gain? And I think, there may be some well-meaning people kind of in this, ruling class or whatever, but I think that though they're also surrounded by people who are kind of selfishly looking out for themselves. And you'd think if you were selfishly looking out for yourself, you might at least want a habitable planet, right? I think that, like, one person could be like, oh, like, I might have some power to try to change this, but I don't even think I don't even think, we can elect a president, we can put people in Congress. I don't think that those people, even if they were well-intentioned and thought that, like, oh, like, I can do something about these problems that we're facing, I think they are also surrounded by people who aren't going to do anything about it, who are also just going to try to profit as much as they can. They're going to, they're already in a mindset that the lives of other people don't matter, right? Who give their lives to enrich them, right? To enrich the ruling class, right? I think that has been sort of like an unfortunate truth that has been true for maybe my whole lifetime. That is only now, I think, just really barefaced, to me. And anyway, long story short, I'm going on about this. I'm accepting the fact that I think things are going to get really bad, and I don't think anyone's going to come to save us. And I don't want to worry you guys. I'm not like contemplating, anything drastic in terms of, my own life or anything like that. Like I'm good, right? But I'm like, what do I do? So I'm starting to prepare, I guess. I find that a little hard to even say. I feel like, preppers have always seemed to me just a little unhinged, right? But I've been trying to think of like, what can I do in my own personal life and just in the situation that I'm in. And I'm like, well, I can do some things to get ready for what I feel are inevitabilities. Inevitabilities of disruptions in normal supply chains and of all types. So we're talking food, water, power, just basic necessities, right? And things that we take for granted, that we can go to the grocery store to get food. I don't know that that's going to be true all of the time. Maybe in the near future, right? This pandemic, if it's proven anything, I think, is that, again, our leaders are willing to let us die for their own personal gain. I'd like to have food. I would like to have some maybe stuff that can be kept in the long-term storage that could last me for maybe at least 3 to 6 months, right? Could maybe get me through a winter. I would like to be able to be as self-sufficient as possible. Feel like I could get fresh water if fresh water were less available. Feel like I could have food if food were less available. Feel like I could be set up so that maybe, I have some kind of backup power, all of those kind of things. And some of those things are kind of easier to address than others. I'm really actually buying things, I'm trying things out. And I'm thinking about making some videos about this in the future, just because it's, I feel like maybe if I share just a little bit of the process that I'm going through, some other people, some other people might just identify with it, and it might just help some other people like with some ideas, or to also kind of get ready, or to just even confront your own feelings about like, do you think what I'm doing is crazy, or like, am I overreacting, or what? I don't think I am. I think now is the time to start preparing, because really it might be too late at some point. I don't have an optimistic view of where things are going. So that's where I am. I'm intending to make maybe some more positive, videos just about like, hey, here's how I'm doing such and such. Here's how I'm doing so and so. But I guess I wanted to share with you guys like where that's coming from, and a little bit about why I'm doing that personally. Maybe that's just me, and whether you guys agree with me or not, I don't know. But I'd be interested to hear, what practical, steps you guys are taking to kind of prepare for an uncertain future, or if you're just, knocking on wood, or genuinely think that like we're just going to be able to kind of keep going through this like business as usual, into the near future. I guess I'd be curious to know about that. But anyway, I just want to share with you, of course, my PlayStation 4 pickups. Thanks for joining me, and hope you'll join me next time. Take care, guys.